Good afternoon, guys and gals. This is North Shore Preparedness coming to you from the beautiful shores of Lake Ontario. Today is Monday, October the 11th, 2021. It is Thanksgiving Monday here in Canada. So happy Thanksgiving to all my Canadian brothers and sisters who are celebrating today. A very, very happy Thanksgiving and safe Thanksgiving to you and yours. We have a gorgeous day on our hands. It's 70 degrees, intermittent sun and cloud. Just gorgeous outside. So I was inside watching Northern Girl Hobby's live stream, and I thought, well, I better get my butt out into the garden. So today we're harvesting more tote grown potatoes, container gardening and mistakes, okay, gardening mistakes. So let's just get straight to it, okay. So I harvested a tote last week and did very, very well. It was a tote a little bit smaller than this one, and I planted 3 potatoes in it. And I harvested 13.5 pounds of potatoes out of that tote. So it was a good success. Now looking at this tote right here, I can see 2 gardening mistakes just by looking at the top of it. Now, when you want to harvest your, hang on a second, sorry, let me just get that behind the camera here. I can see 2 mistakes right off the top. The time to harvest your potatoes is when your plants are falling over and yellowing, okay? As you can see, these are completely dead and bone dry. So that's mistake number 1. And as you can see, probably from the top of this, you can see potatoes sticking out the top. So that tells me 2 things. Similar mistake as I made in the last tote, I did not top up my containers with soil, and I should have. There should be about 3 more inches of soil in there. So 2 mistakes just by looking at it. But by the show of potatoes that are on top, that shows me this may be a successful harvest. We'll see if I've waited too long or whatever to harvest these. So let me just set the camera down. We'll get you guys situated, and we'll see what we can get for some video on this particular harvest. See if it does as well or whichever. Now, some of you are wondering why I'm going to dump the dirt out onto this tarp. It's just to make it easier to pick up for next year. Let me see if that's a better position, or maybe over here out of the wind might be good. Let me just see what's going on. Alright, got a bucket there to put my potatoes in. I brought a bucket out to sit on. Hopefully that saves my back. It may be too high, but let's just have a little look-see at how we make out with these, okay? Get right into this without further ado. So we're just gonna tip our tote over like this. Let me just see if you guys can see that all right. All right. Yeah, that should be good. Okay. All right. I haven't left myself enough room here. That's okay. Just pull that back a little bit. And that should work. Just check the visuals here. Alright, you guys should be able to see that. So, yeah, we'll just start by giving it a shake. And whatever happens, we'll just let happen. We can already see potatoes starting to come out of there. So before they go ahead and get covered, I'm going to start picking them out. Now here's another garden mistake, okay? Let me just turn this viewfinder around so I can see what's going on. Okay, so here's another mistake right here, and it has to do with the condition of the soil during harvest, okay? You can see how much dirt is stuck to this potato. You want your soil dry, as dry as possible before you make your harvest. Why? It's just easier to harvest clean potatoes than it is potatoes filled with mud. Because then you're going to have a whole bunch of mud left to deal with, right, when you wash your potatoes. But this is looking like it's going to be a successful harvest as well. Nice little roaster there. Yeah. This tote here, I also planted 3 potatoes. And again, this is an experiment. I'm experimenting, making the mistakes now, so that when it really matters and you guys need to do your gardens, you don't make the same mistakes, okay? Looks like we're gonna get a bunch of smaller to mid-sized potatoes here. And that's fine. They make good roasters. Oh yeah. Yeah. Looks like we're gonna do okay off of three potatoes here. Oh, we got some bigger ones coming out now. This is nice. Oh yeah, I think this is gonna be just fine. Yeah, that bucket, I think it was Sherry who suggested I sit on a bucket, but I'd need a bucket about 4 or 5 inches off the ground to help my back out. A bucket is too tall for me to sit on here. So, nope, get in the bucket. So I hope everyone's well and safe, having a great weekend. There's a lovely one right there. That's a beauty. I'm gonna probably either boil that one and just have it with butter and pepper and salt, or maybe I'll put it on the barbecue. I don't know, as a baked potato or whichever. Oh yeah, look at much more potatoes in the bottom of this tote ready to come out. I'll just scoop them out onto the top here. A few of them. Try not to miss any. Yeah, look at all the potatoes coming out of there. Again, they're smaller or mid-sized, but that's okay. It's food. It's food that I grew from potatoes I wasn't going to use anyways. So, it's pretty much free. And all I did throughout the course of the gardening season, Mother Nature was pretty good to us. I only had to water for about the first week, and then what I did was I added a bit of salt a couple of times throughout the growing season, and I added bone meal when I planted these. Look at that big dew worm in there. Great, beautiful, rich soil. I added bone meal when I planted them before they were first watered in, and I added bone meal again multiple times throughout the growing season. So it seems to be working for me. Alright. See, the reason why you don't want to pull these out when they're dead, you don't want to wait until then, is because the potatoes will stick to this if the plant is still living, and it makes them easier to pull out, okay? So you don't want to leave your potatoes too late. You could run the risk of having them rot if your soil is wet. Oh, we're starting to get into some bigger potatoes here now. This is nice. This is nice. Oh yeah. Beautiful. So I hope everyone's having a great long weekend, those of you who are celebrating a long weekend. For everyone else, I guess it's Monday, so it's back to work. If there's no holiday celebration going on where you are. Yeah, a few more there. Another nice, good-sized one. So we got another side of the bucket to go through here. Not sure if you guys and gals can see that or not. There's another side of the bucket here. Or the tote. I'm liking these totes much better. Last year I grew in these 5-gallon buckets with holes drilled in the bottom. With very limited success. These totes are much better. So the potatoes seem to really enjoy more space, and my soil is pretty much similar, so it was soft enough for the potatoes to work themselves through. Like, it wasn't a clay soil or anything like that, like nothing really hard. It's all about the having a decent soil. I don't think that bucket's going to do too much more for us this tote. No. Lots of nice worms in there, though. That's great. The soil is good. Oh, one last little rogue potato. A little roaster I'll keep. Oh! Yeah, should have been sitting on something, but Yeah. There's potato tote harvest number 2. Now I'm going to go ahead and say, all right, now this 5-gallon bucket isn't quite half full, so the harvest might be a little bit less than what I got out of my first tote. And it could be because of some of the wet dirt on here, but I'm saying there's over 10 pounds of potatoes in there. That, guys and gals, that's not a bad harvest at all off of a few potatoes that I wasn't going to use. Now the reason why I only planted 3 potatoes in these totes here is because I think I had my potato buckets last year overcrowded. Now I have 2 more totes to harvest. One I overcrowded on purpose as an experiment, and maybe that's a mistake too, but you got to see 3 gardening mistakes today that you can avoid making. That's: don't harvest your potatoes too late. Don't leave your potato don't leave your potatoes untopped up. Top up your potatoes with dirt after the plant starts growing. And the third mistake is harvest when the soil is dry, okay? So I hope everyone enjoyed that, learned something maybe, and you know, I'll get some more videos out when I harvest the rest of the potatoes, okay? Stay well and safe, guys and gals, and happy Thanksgiving.